Welcome back to the Mayorverse, everybody. Mayor Reynolds, aka Midnight Mayor here. We are getting closer and closer to DEADROP Snapshot VII. That October 20th event in Las Vegas is getting closer and closer when Snapshot 7 will be revealed and likely released. I'm going to Vegas, by the way, and I want to meet all of you. So if you see me in Vegas, make sure you stop me and say hello. Leave a comment down below if you're going to be there. But anyway, that's what this video is about. We are going to talk about everything that needs to change in DEADROP and Snapshot 7. So this video is not about new features. We've got videos about that. We've got speculation about the various features we think it's going to have. You know, vehicles being one of the big features that we're expecting, so on and so forth. This is about existing things in DEADROP as of now that need to change or need to evolve or need enhancement, buffs, nerfs, whatever, from Snapshot 6 to Snapshot 7. Let's do this. Before I forget, this video contains ideas and suggestions from my own Twitch chat. I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/MayorReynolds. I am live every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at the very least, and we stream at the latest at 7 p.m. Eastern. So come check us out, chat with us about DEADROP, other gaming industry happenings, shooters, all the best games. And specifically, this video was contributed to by Arcadium, Terry Tino, and Milkweed, and of course myself. Alright, so this is probably the biggest one on this list as far as buffs, nerfs, meta goes, and that is a nerf to Adrenaline. Right now, Adrenaline was added in DEADROP Snapshot 6, and it is insanely strong. It's basically a must-have for pushing fights. Right now, it both increases speed, but it also reduces incoming damage. So not only do you move faster, but you also take less damage. And I know at times, it really reduces damage significantly. Like SMGs sometimes hit for 6 damage per bullet on people using Adrenaline, which is just absolutely nuts. I personally would like to see it work more just like an Octane stim, where instead of slowing down for a minute when you use it, you can use it full speed and then you speed up, but it should not have a damage reduction. I think they should just separate that. It's way too strong right now, and it totally changes the dynamics of fights. You know, if you've played the game a lot, how many shots it takes with so many certain weapons to kill somebody, and then when it's taking like double that, it doesn't really feel great. It's available a lot in the game world, which again is probably just so it can be tested very thoroughly. But if they're gonna leave it that way so it reduces damage and increases speed, I definitely think you just make it a very rare item, something like that. Or I think the better thing to do would be make it so you can use it quite a bit, and and really make use of it. That keeps the item fun, but also just make it less effective. Right now it's way too strong, probably the most overpowered item in DEADROP right now. Grenades are one of the other big additions to DEADROP Snapshot 6, and a lot of us love the grenades. I know I would like to see more types of grenades in the future, like Molotovs or gas grenades, those kinds of things you can use to block off areas or pin people in certain areas, but that's not what this video is about. Right now, I think grenades just need a little bit more consistency. That's my issue. I will hit somebody with a grenade that looks like it's right at their feet, and I'll do 30 damage or 28 damage. And other times somebody will hit me with a grenade that I don't even see, and it's a one-shot. Totally kills me from full health. I think whether it be introducing some type of grenade indicator so you can tell better that there's a grenade near you or coming at you, or just flat out making them more consistent. I don't know. I'm not a dev, so I don't know if it's the explosion radius that needs to change, or how all that works. The damage needs to be tweaked. I'm not here to tell the devs how to do their job. I'd just like to see a little bit more consistency from grenades, and I'm very excited to see grenades hopefully expand in the future. Okay, next, my old baby, the double barrel shotgun, needs a buff, guys. And I'm sorry, Cairo, I'm sorry to all of you who don't like the double barrel, but it took way too much of a nerf in Snapshot 6. It was a god in Snapshot 5. It did need a nerf, I get it. They probably needed to remove it from the weapon meta altogether to make sure that it got more testing, or the other guns get more testing, really. But right now, it's not even worth using. Basically all the other shotguns, as well as the SMG, are better up close. So what I would like to see, maybe not as strong as it was in Snapshot 5, but remove the ability for it to have an extended mag, keep it 2 shots, and then just make it a pure close range shotgun. Make sure it doesn't have a lot of range on it. If you're point blank to somebody, the thing should kill in 1 or 2 shots. It should be, you know, up close. It should be the best weapon in the game. In my opinion, I'd like to see it buffed. Sorry to those of you who don't like the double barrel. Too bad. Okay, I'm certain that this one will ring home with a lot of people, and that is more controller improvements. And this is for multiple reasons, really. A lot of players have been asking for improvements to controller and DEADROP. We know it's actively in development, as the whole game is, right? Everything is work in progress. We're still playing this game from a very, very, very early state. Nowhere near final. I estimate that we're like maybe 20%, 25% possibly through this game's development before it's kind of launch ready, so to speak. We're not even in alpha yet. But controller is definitely something that a lot of players want to see improve, and there's a reason why I think it needs to improve in Snapshot 7, not just to appease the community and controller players, which is reason enough, but the other reason is because we know we want DEADROP and these snapshots on console, and those, you know, everybody on console plays with a controller. Yes, some consoles and some games you can play with a mouse and keyboard, but that's very, very, very rare to see somebody using a mouse and keyboard on Xbox or whatever. So we know that more development needs to happen on DEADROP before the console makers. My personal opinion here, I said no, but this is my personal opinion. I feel comfortable releasing it. Consoles generally don't release games in this early state. You know, Midnight Society is doing things very differently, letting us play this game from the earliest basically firing range state when it was running at minimal FPS. You know, console makers are not used to releasing games that early or even this early, and I think something that would go a long way towards getting these snapshots, and if you want to call it an alpha at that point or whatever, when it comes available on console, I imagine the console makers want to see the controller working better, more akin to you would use in other games when you play another game on controller on PlayStation or Xbox. So that's why I think, because we want to get all those console variants and eventually claws and new players from console into DEADROP, obviously controller enhancements, refinements, whatever you want to call it, need to happen. I don't know if it'll happen by the time DEADROP Snapshot 7 arrives. We know they're working on it. I'm not saying it's to put pressure on them, but it's just something I know the community would like to see, and I think would help them get on console, which would help the whole community at large. All right, the next one was a suggestion from chat, and was a really, really good one, and that is enhancements or refinement to the way the doors and windows work in Proving Ground 2. They were introduced in Snapshot 6. Cool little feature. You can shoot through the doors, which I love. It really creates a lot of interesting gameplay in this apartment area where I'm at on screen right now, actually. But they can be kind of tricky. You can kind of open the door and shut it on yourself very easily. You know, kind of get caught trying to fight somebody through these spaces. And I think they could use some refinement. And I don't know exactly what that looks like if you change the way that they control with the way the player interacts with it, so on and so forth. But that'd be definitely something that makes Proving Ground 2 an even better map, and it's already a great map. If they can refine these doors and windows, which are a really cool feature, I totally want to see a community night where it's like, I call it apartment wars, where everybody gets in these apartments on either side and then shoots across the big chasm in the middle with sniper rifles, ARs, heavy pistols, LMGs, whatever. Almost like a big team deathmatch across that big gap there from the apartments. I'd love to see that. Anyway, door and window enhancements hopefully coming in the future. Maybe, maybe not in Snapshot 7. The next one, again, this is one that a lot of people always bring up, and that is the performance of the DEADROP snapshots. Again, guys, in my opinion, this probably won't come until later. I know that Robert Bowling has said that they're constantly working on stuff like this, but normally in what I would call normal game development, all of your polish and your performance enhancements usually come towards the end of development, once your content is all kind of scoped out, everything's blocked out. You've basically got your game fully made, then you start to refine everything. But, you know, because we are doing this differently, I'm sure they're working on these things, on this a little bit differently, I guess I should say, than a lot of more standard games would be, since this is a game that we can play and test in the open. Right now, I would be remiss if I didn't put this on here. A lot of players certainly want it. I'm not expecting all of a sudden, you know, Snapshot 7 to run at 144 FPS. I think that's a little crazy. Again, we're playing this game super early, but even if it's anything like the low settings, just becoming a little bit more well supported or whatever, it may also allow more people to run the snapshots as well, and get in on the testing who can run it at a little bit more of a playable frame rate. So maybe we'll see some enhancements in Snapshot 7 to the performance, maybe not. Trios was one of the big features of DEADROP Snapshot 6, and a lot of people have been loving being able to officially, you know, party up with a friend or two friends. I'm personally a fan of trios as opposed to squads. I'm glad that they chose trios. Hopefully that's the way it stays. But anyway, enhancements to trios is something that I very much would like, and I've heard other players mention. And by this, I mean kind of like your on-screen UI with your teammates and so on. Like, as you can see right here, if that was my teammate going up those stairs, a little on-screen indicator that shows that the teammate is off to my right. Because right now there's no real UI, or you can't track your teammate that well unless you're looking at the exact spot on the screen where they are in the environment. Then you can see their little circle over their head. But it would be nice if, you know, they're behind you. Kind of like how the red markers on the screen are right now, showing me where my extracts are. If you had that for teammates as well, to be able to tell, okay, my teammate is off to my left, instead of sometimes when fights get chaotic and you're moving all over the place, you know, you lose track of your teammates. An on-screen indicator would certainly help with that. All right, and this last one is definitely a quality of life thing, which would go a long way, and that is just improvements to looting and inventory. And the most simple one that we could think of, this again came from Twitch chat, is that if you're wearing, for example, a level 2, like a medium helmet, and you pick up a heavy helmet in the environment, it would automatically put on that heavy helmet for you and put the medium helmet in the bag. Right now, the way it is, the medium helmet stays on your head and the heavy helmet goes in your bag, and then the heavy has to be switched out. You have to go in your bag and equip that heavy helmet. That could go for a lot of things. Your gun attachments, if you have a green laser and you pick up a blue one, automatically put the blue one on. I would love to see that. I think a lot of players would like to see that. It means less looting, less menus. I think it'll probably come eventually. But, you know, it'd be really nice to see in Snapshot 7. Let's put it that way. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have things that I didn't mention here, please make sure you leave them in the comments, or if you agree or disagree with anything I proposed in this video, please let me know. Make sure you check out all the rest of the videos on the channel. We have a live action series set in the DEADROP universe. I'm never going to stop talking about it. Episode 7 coming soon. By the way, we're also revealing a really sweet poster made by another variant tomorrow. And our most recent video is William Morris and I recreated a large chunk of Sector 3 cold storage in Fortnite creative mode. We're actually going to hold a community night soon. We'll announce that on Twitter and invite people to come play Sector 3, our version of Sector 3 at least, in Fortnite. Maybe we'll do Proving Ground 2 next, you know, getting ready for UGC. We have a lot of other DEADROP projects we're working on. Tons of videos, long form, short form, live action, and some other stuff I can't even talk about yet. But this is the place to be, guys. Subscribe to the channel, come watch me on Twitch, chat with me, join my Discord, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, use Mayor in your supporter creator slot, drink G Fuel, buy it using code Mayor for a 20% discount and to support me. And also, just thanks for watching the video. I appreciate that. All right, guys, have a good day. Thanks for watching. Mayor Reynolds out. Those of you who didn't know, I am sponsored by Humble Bundle. If you don't know what Humble Bundle it is an online game store where you can buy games and support charity at the same time. You can find it at humblebundle.com. And if you use my link, I am partnered with them. You'll also support my channel and my content at the same time. And they put new bundles on there. Right now, you can buy the entirety of Attack on Titan for dirt cheap, the manga. But one of my favorite bundles is live right now. That is the Best of Boomer Shooters bundle. There's a lot of retro FPSs in here, but there's new bundles all the time, and you can support me and charity and get great games in bundles dirt cheap all the time. So check out Humble Bundle, and you won't be disappointed.